2024. The white coat ceremony is the rite of passage, welcoming you as a new medical student into the medical profession. As medical students, you are bound by the same professional commitments that bind all the physicians. This ceremony will join the symbol of white coat with virtue of altruism, responsibility, duty, honor, respect, and compassion. On behalf of our management, administration, faculty, and students, I, Dr. V. Sudha, Associate Professor, Department of Community Medicine, cordially invite our Chief Guest, Dr. Raja J. Selvaraj, Professor and Head, Department of Cardiology, JIPMA, and I also invite our Dean, Provost, Dean HP Ma'am, Medical Superintendent, Vice Principal, Deputy Medical Superintendent, HODs, faculty members, our MBBS class of 2023 students and their beloved parents who are physically present here, and also the parents watching live in our AVMC YouTube channel of today's event. Now I request the dignitaries, Chief Guest, Dean, Dean HP Ma'am, VP Academic, Foundation Course Coordinator to occupy the seats on the dais. I request our MS to occupy the dais. Let's begin this event orderly with the invocation song for the benediction of Ma Saraswati. I request everyone to rise for the invocation song.
Saraswati namastubhyam varade kamarupini. Saraswati namastubhyam varade kamarupini. Saraswati namastubhyam varade kamarupini. Saraswati namastubhyam varade kamarupini. Vidyarambam karishyami siddhirbhavatu me sada. 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 Surasurai sevita pada pankaja. Surasurai sevita pada pankaja. Surasurai sevita pada pankaja. Surasurai sevita pada pankaja. Karisharajita gamaniya pustaka. Karisharajita gamaniya pustaka.
Please be seated. Now let me explain the meaning of this invocation song. Goddess Saraswati symbolizes all forms of knowledge, which is the basic pursuit of human life. This Saraswati Namastubhyam sloka is always recited before starting a class of education or learning. This is an ode to the goddess to tremendously enhance focusing power and retention capacity in the mind. With this invocation, we will move on to the next event. Light drives away darkness, and light symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment. Let's ignite the career of these students through lighting the lamp. I request the dignitaries on the dais to do the honor. I also invite any two volunteers, one boy and one girl from First MBBS 2023 to join the dignitaries.
One girl is there on
Now I invite Dr. Lata, VP Academics, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning. Good morning to one and all. Okay. It's an absolute pleasure and an immense honor to stand before you today to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to you one and all present here for this white coat ceremony. This event marks a significant milestone in the lives of these bright and compassionate students who have chosen to dedicate themselves to the noble profession of medicine. With the blessings of God Almighty and our Founder Chancellor Dr. Shanmuga Sundaram Sir, and under the able guidance of our young and energetic Chancellor Dr. A.S. Ganeshan and Madam Chancellor and Vice President Dr. Anuradha Ganeshan and our STB member Mr. Suresh Samal, we are here to extend our hearty welcome to you all. First and foremost, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our respected Dean Dr. Rakesh Sehgal, whose vision and leadership have had a great impact on the academic climate of our institution. We are honored to have you today. I also extend a warm welcome to Dr. Mahalakshmi, our Dean of Health Professional Education, whose expertise and dedication to improving the medical education in our institution have set the foundation for the achievement of our students. We are grateful to have you here. I also welcome Dr. Kotur, our Provost in absentia, and also welcome our Medical Superintendent, Dr. Satish Kuruvilla, whose expertise in healthcare administration is essential to the development of our institution. We are honored to have you today. I also welcome our Vice Principal Administration, Dr. Rajan, Director Research, Dr. Vishnu Bhatt, and Dr. Arunachalam, our Deputy Medical Superintendent. I extend a warm welcome to our Chief Guest, Dr. Raja J. Selvaraj, Professor and Head, Department of Cardiology, JIPMER, Puducherry. We are truly privileged to have you with us today, sir. I also welcome all the HODs, especially the first year's HODs and all the other HODs, faculties of all the departments, the foundation course team, and all the members of the administration. I also welcome all the parents of the MBBS students. Your presence here signifies your commitment to your children's education, growth, and development, and we are truly grateful for that. Lastly, but most importantly, I would like to extend a special welcome to all the stars of today, that is our new MBBS students. This day marks the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. I wish you all the success and enjoyable academic journey. We will always be with you on this journey. May your white coats be a symbol of the bright future that awaits you, filled with compassion, knowledge, and the remarkable power to heal. Thank you all for joining us for this momentous day, and let us celebrate it with pride and optimism. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our beloved Dean, Dr. Rakesh Sehgal, sir, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everybody. As I already, Dr. Lata has already said, welcome to all the dignitaries, especially Dr. Selvaraj, who is the professor and head of cardiology in JIPMER, Pondicherry. I also welcome all the senior faculty, directors, deans, Dean HP, who is part of the function today. And today's function is like what we call as the white coat ceremony. Well, when I was also selected in a medical college way back. I'll not tell you because then my age would be out. So I was long ago also selected in a medical college, did my MBBS, then did MD and so on, and then started a job. So when you get selected in any medical college, and I can tell you I have been selected in one of the best medical colleges in India, and when you get selected, it is a real heady feeling. So you are already thinking that you are doctors. But I should remind you that becoming a doctor is, it is a very, you say, as everybody used to say, that doctors are next to God, because that is the respect they should have and it is there. But with that, when you become a medical student, with that comes great responsibility. So that is what the white coat ceremony also signifies, that you should be told that what is the importance of being a medical student and what are the responsibilities you are going to have along with becoming a medical student. Because you are not, see, it is not like, say, mathematics. Medical science, you are playing with life. And that is what you are responsible. When the patient comes to you with some confidence that, okay, doctor, you are going to be there, you are going to treat me, and you cure me of some whatever problem the patient is having. So that is the basic, knowledge you have to have for treatment, and also whatever you require for actually making the patient healthy again. So with that, you have to have everything you have to have inculcated, which starts from being a good doctor. Good doctor doesn't mean that you just you are one of the best doctors and whatever you write, the patient becomes healthy. It starts with, the first thing is having a good rapport with the patient, being polite to the patient, have ethical considerations of whatever treatment you are doing, and so on. There are so many other things. And that what you have, what we call as the Hippocratic Oath, which you will have. Today you must have also during the start of the, MBBS, you have to have oath, Hippocratic Oath also. Well, that is actually the start. But along with that, there are a number of other things. So, in addition to that, when you become students, it is not only the teachers who are responsible for your becoming a good doctor. It is yourself also you are responsible. The main thing is that who studies? It is not the teacher who is going to study, it is the student who is going to study. We should see that the student should maintain a discipline. They should attend all classes. Then only they can learn. The teacher can teach to certain extent only, and it is, I would say, 90% of whatever you are going to do is hard work. And that hard work comes by attending classes and doing studies. And I request all of you that whenever you maintain a discipline, because now we are also going to maintain a discipline, and well, you may not like it, but if students do not come to the class or do not attend the classes, anyway, we are going to take some sort of a disciplinary action against that. You may or may not like it, but it is actually for the good of all the students. So I am telling you, and this is how you are going to be good doctors later on in life. In future, you are going to do MBBS and maybe go for MD, D. And our students have even reached Harvard. So I think that you can even do better than that. But 90% depends on you and 10% depends on the teachers. So I wish you luck with your future, and I hope that all of the students reach the heights which they desire. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful speech and sensitizing our new batch of students. Now I request Dr. Satish Kora Kurvilla, Medical Superintendent, to enlighten us on the significance of white coat ceremony and what does the white coat symbolize.
Good morning to everybody. A warm welcome to the dignitaries on the stage. Dr. Raja Selvaraj, our Chief Guest of the day, our Dean, Dr. Rakesh Segal, Dean HPE, Dr. Mahalakshmi Madam, Dr. Lata, Vice Principal Academics, and Dr. Gopinath, and to all the dignitaries of the stage. Now, I just tried to find out what this white coat was about, because in our days, we never had anything called a white coat ceremony. But we have been involved in, participating in the ceremony for the past quite a few years. So in early days, all the doctors had black coats. Black coats were those very similar to what the priests and clergy members used to wear at that time. And why this black coat? So when kept reading, and what we found was that medical advice was taken usually as a last resort and a precursor to death. So from there, we have come a long way. And the first white coat ceremony was held in 1994, and it has been considered as a rite to passage to most medical schools. Now, what this white coat signifies, there's a whole list put on the backdrop, and I think each one of them are important. This signifies the medical student's journey to ultimately receiving your long white coats. And you'll see that all your faculty are wearing long white coats. And this is going to be slightly different from the white coat that you people receive. But as you go through this medical school or college, and as you graduate and move on to higher studies, you will also be wearing these long white coats. The parents here who have come for this function should be congratulated because they have taken this extra effort to come to a very, very important milestone. Come to a very important milestone of their children's career and life. This is when adorning the coat would also shower the responsibility of exhibiting extremely high levels of ethics and professionalism and empathy to everyone that you come across. Now, it also symbolizes professionalism both in caring and trust, which they must earn from their patients. This is not demanded and expected. This is something that you must earn from your patients. And with these few words, I congratulate all of you who are going to be given your white coats today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words on significance of white coat.
Dr. Mahalakshmi has just told me that what the white coat means, what is on the backdrop, those words, were all written by your previous batch students. And most of these are actually true. And there are some of them which, as you finish the ceremony and go back, please look at this and see how these can be actually put into your life and practiced. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next is the most awaited event of the day, that is cloaking of the students in white coat. Cloaking is the symbol of trust being bestowed upon you all to carry on this noble profession. Now I request Dr. Manju, Professor and Head, Department of Biochemistry, to invite the faculty for cloaking the students. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Sudha. So it's the most awaited event of today's event, if you say. It's cloaking of students. And for doing the honors, first I call upon our dignitaries on the stage, our chief guest, our Dean Sir, Dr. Rakesh Sehgal Sir, Dean HP Ma'am, Dr. Vishnuvat Sir, how many I call? 4, and VP MS Sir, to please come forward to cloak the students. 5 of you, sir. Sir. Next round. Next round. Sir. Sir. First I call roll number 1 to 5 to please come forward. 6 to 10. Roll number 11 to 15. Next, roll number 16 to 20. Next, roll number 21 to 25. Roll number 26 to 30. Thank you, dignitaries. Will you please occupy your places? Next I call Vice Principal Dr. Rajan sir, Vice Principal Dr. Lata ma'am, Dr. Vinod, Director of Hospital Services, Dr. Arunachalam sir, Deputy Medical Superintendent, and Dr. Gopinath, HOD of Physiology and Foundation Course Coordinator, to please come forward and clock our students. Sir. Okay, so roll number 31 to 35.
நான் போட்டால் சரிப்பட்டு
Next to 36 to 40. Roll number 41 to 50. Next, roll number 46 to 50.
Thank you, sir and ma'am. Now I request Dr. Ilangadir, Professor and Head of Anatomy, Dr. Gautam Sarkar from the Department of Biochemistry, Dr. Sudhakar from the Department of Anatomy, Dr. Manju, Professor and Head of Biochemistry, Dr. Frank from Department of Physiology to cloak the students. Roll number 50 to 55, please come. Next, roll number 55 to 60. Next, roll number 60 to 65. sir and ma'am for cloaking the student.
Where did we end? Now I call Dr. Prasad, Professor, Department of Community Medicine, Dr. Jawahar, HOD, Department of Pathology, Dr. Sheila Kuruvilla ma'am, HOD, Department of Dermatology, Dr. Madanagopal sir, Professor, Department of Pharmacology, and Dr. And Dr. Ashokan, Professor, Department of Pharmacology, please come forward. Roll number? Roll number? Next roll number 66 to 70. To 75. I request all the students, when the students, your friends are getting clocked, please encourage them. Okay, next roll number 76 to 80. Thank you very much, professors. Thank you. Now I call Dr. Shanmukh Kalsat sir. Where is sir? Dr. Madhivanan sir, Dr. Ravichandran sir, Dr. Srinivas Kulkarni sir, and Dr. John Dinesh sir to please come forward for the. Only 1, 2, 3, 5. Now roll number 81 to 85. Roll number 86 to 90. Roll number 91 to 95. Roll number 96 to 100. The faculties who clocked were, I forgot to introduce, they were the HODs of psychiatry, general surgery, general medicine, pediatrics and emergency medicine. Thank you very much, sir. Now I call Dr. J.S. Ambavi, Professor and HOD in charge of Department, Professor of Pathology and HOD in charge for Forensic Medicine, Dr. Rajkumar, Skill Lab in charge, Dr. Deepa Kameshwari, Associate Professor from Pharmacology, Dr. Narayana Swamy, Associate Professor from Department of Pharmacology, 5, and Dr. Damayanti from Department of Dermatology. One not 1 to 105. Roll number 106 to 110. Roll number 111 to 115. Roll number 116 to 120. Thank you, faculties. Now I call Dr. Sudha, Associate Professor, Department of Community Medicine, Dr. Shiva, Associate Professor, Department of Pathology, Dr. Kalai Arasan, Assistant Professor from the Department of Pathology, Dr. Muttamir Selvan from Forensic Medicine Department, Assistant Professor, and Dr. Abhishek from the Department of Anatomy. Roll number 121 to 125. Roll number 126 to 130. Roll number 131 to 135. Roll number 136 to 140. Roll number 141 and 42. Center. Go to the center. I thank all the ladies and gentlemen to do the honors, as well as I congratulate all the fresh batch of MBBS batch 2023-24 for your occasion. I hope all are in high spirits. Yes, okay. Now I call upon all the dignitaries to please come and occupy the desks.
Now I request our beloved Dean HP, Dr. V.N. Mahalakshmi, to administer the modified Charakas oath.
Thank you, Sudha. Can I request all the students to raise, please? Okay. You'd be taking the modified Charaka's oath. Charaka was a very famous Indian physician from ancient times, and he has written what is the code of conduct for doctors, and that oath has been modified slightly to administer to the medical students from the year 2019. We have added a small preamble to this oath to make it much more meaningful to you. So I'd request you to put your right hand over your heart and repeat after me. Is that clear? Yeah. As a student of Auditorium Medical College, class of 2023, beginning my journey, I stand here today before my loved ones and fellow members of the healthcare community to accept my white coat and the responsibilities with which it comes. I take this oath with the goal of becoming the best physician I can be. During the period of study, I shall live a disciplined life with my teachers and peers. My actions shall be guarded, service-oriented, free from indiscipline and envy. In my dealings, I shall be patient, obedient, humble, constantly contemplative, and calm. I shall aim my full efforts and ability towards the desired goal of my profession. As a physician, I shall always use my knowledge and skills for the welfare of mankind. I shall always be ready to serve my patients, even if I am extremely busy and tired. I shall not harm any patient for the sake of monetary or selfish gains, nor my conduct shall always be appropriate, pleasant, truthful, beneficial, and polite. I shall use my experience in actions appropriate for the time and place. I shall constantly endeavor to accomplish, keep myself updated with the latest developments in the field and widen my knowledge. I shall treat patients of gender other than mine in the presence of relatives and attendants. When examining a patient, my discretion, attention, and senses shall be concentrated on the cure of the disease. I shall not divulge the confidentiality related to patient care or family inappropriately. Although an authority in my subject, I shall not display my knowledge and skill with arrogance. With humility, honor, gratitude, we the students of AVMC class 2023, accept these white coats as we embark on our journey to become both skilled physicians and genuine healers. Thank you. May God be with you all. Godspeed in your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Please all be seated. Now, I request the senior faculty members to share few words of wisdom to our budding doctors.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, faculty members, dear students. I think it's a great day in your life, the white coat ceremony. You must be knowing black coat became white coat when the scientific knowledge of medicine was not there. So people thought the doctors are more than healers, counselors. At the end of your journey in human life, you will only console people without treating them because there was nothing available. So people used to wear black coat. Gradually over the years, black became white with scientific knowledge. Today, all of you said you are all happy. You took the Charaka oath, but I think you should live up to the mark so that later on people should feel happy that you have done a good job. So this white coat comes with a lot of responsibility. It is not that you will wear white coat and walk around. It is the intention with which you are wearing, and I'm sure that you realize that the responsibility is much more than just wearing the white coat. I wish you all the best and be proud to be a AVMC student and make your parents and the teachers proud in the coming years. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to go there. Do you want to go there? First of all, hearty congratulations to all 142 of you who received your white coats, and hearty congratulations also to the parents who are present here and those who are not here. I'm sure you all will communicate this, whatever has happened here, to your parents and your family. A few words of wisdom which have helped me in my life, helped me a lot. First of all, it's about, it's a great thing to think that, I'm going to become a doctor. I've got into a medical college. I can remember my mom accompanying me for the first day because Dad was busy with work. I still remember that August afternoon in 1970, whatever. Okay, so but it's a lot about discipline, hard work, as has been communicated. Something I may not get a chance to talk to you, so therefore I must say it to you. I have a few things about reading or studying, and these are 4 R's, okay? These are 4 R's, this is for the students. My first thing about studies is you must relax. Relax, I say, is you must be free of all sorts of tension, especially this enemy. I call this as an enemy to studies. This enemy is actually practically an enemy. So you must be relaxed, have this on silent mode, face down, far away from you when you're studying. Okay, so that is the first thing about being of studying. So that's the first R. The second is about reading, and when I'm reading, it's like my eyes, my brain, everything is focused on whatever I'm reading. And the third is about remembering. The third R is about remembering. The third R is about remembering. I must remember, try to remember. Okay, I was told when I was younger that mugging is bad, but I don't think it is really bad. In medical college, it sometimes is an asset. It is an asset. You know, remembering by rote or just trying to make points and remembering is really useful. So if you do these 3 R's correctly, which is relax, read, and remember, the 4th R becomes very easy. And the 4th R is recall. So when you go for the exam, you press the button and then it goes, it goes like that, and then you're able to write, or if you're being asked a question, then you're able to answer it properly, and then, like some of us, you will be toppers. You will all be toppers. You know, the examiners will have a problem as to whom to give the best marks to. So relax, read, remember, and recall. And just quickly, the ABC, as I hold it, and probably a lot of us know it, the ABC of being a good doctor. A, B, C of being a good doctor. Some of you may have got it from somewhere. A is for availability. It has been told in that oath or even told by people, I must be available all the time. I'm a pediatric surgeon basically, and that is the principle. And if I'm called upon, I will always be available. B is for behavior, immaculate behavior. My behavior ought to be immaculate. So many things have been told in that oath which are related to behavior. And C is competency. Sometimes a lot of it is thought, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm a surgeon. Okay, so I should be able to cut with my right hand and my left hand. Competency comes later. So it's A, B, C of a doctor. I hope I've communicated enough, maybe too much, but do remember the 4 R's and the 3 and ABC. All the best to you through your journey, and all the best.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. May I request Dr. Gopinath, Professor and Head of Department of Physiology, Foundation Course Coordinator, to introduce our chief guest.
Good morning, one and all present here. I, Dr. Gopinath, on behalf of Foundation Course team, feel privileged to introduce the chief guest of today's event, Dr. Raja J. Selvaraj, cardiac electrophysiologist, currently working as Professor and Head Department of Cardiology, Jipmer, Puducherry. Sir has completed his MBBS at Kilpak Medical College, Chennai, 1995, and did his Masters in Pediatrics at Grants Medical College, Mumbai. Later, he did his DNP Cardiology at Southern Railways, Chennai, and he took up his postdoctoral fellow in Clinical Cardiac Electrophysiology at Toronto, and he joined Jipmer at 2010, since he's working there. And he's famous for his ablation procedures and his cardiac implantable electrical devices. His work on digital signal processing of ECG, that is electrocardiograms, and intracardiac electrocardiograms are the ones which are very much pointable. And he has published 151 articles in peer-reviewed national and international journals. And sir has given his full list of publications in a link. If students are interested, I'll share that and you can go through it. And we have with us such as renowned researcher, clinician, and an inspiring person with us today. Students are waiting to interact with you, sir. And before hearing his speech, I'd like to felicitate sir with a shawl, bouquet, and a small memento. I'd like to invite our Dean to felicitate our chief guest, sir.
I'd also like to add that Dr. Raja writes very nicely. You have to see his blog spot. He's an extremely contemplative, reflective person. He's extremely interested in photography, trekking, and lots of things related to technology. And he also happens to be my classmate and a close friend of mine. Over to you.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction, and it's really a privilege to have been invited to participate in the ceremony here. And Like somebody said, this is a rite of passage for students. And I could, sitting there, I could see the pride and happiness on your faces when you were up on the stage. So it's really a great pleasure for me to be here to congratulate you as you enter this life in medicine. And I call it a life in medicine, not a course in medicine or a career in medicine, because I think you will see with time that being a doctor is something that is part of your life in a way that no other profession can be. I think all of us are remembering the times we got our first white coat and entered medicine on this day. It has been the same with me. It was about 35 years back that I got that as part of the welcome kit when we joined medicine, that we got the white coat. And I still remember how proud I felt then, but we didn't have a ceremony like this to sort of communicate this feeling. So it's really nice that they have arranged this kind of ceremony for you. All of you would enter medicine with some idea of why you want to become a doctor. I remember reading stories where, as a doctor, you would save lives doing something heroic, like doing an emergency tracheostomy with a kitchen knife to save somebody with an acute obstruction of the airway. But once you're a doctor, you realize that saving lives is something that you don't do on a day-to-day basis. That might happen once in a while, but that is not the primary thing that what being a doctor is about. It's something that slowly evolves with time, trying to understand what it is to be a doctor. I think the main thing is about helping people. And when you've done this, I mean, you've done this outside medicine, some friend needs some help and you do it for them, you know the kind of adrenaline. And medicine is, in a way, it's an art and a science. Because as doctors, you act as an interface between scientists on the one hand and patients on the other. From scientists, we learn about diseases, what causes them, what is the natural course of diseases, and how to treat these. But the patients who come to you, you have to communicate to them, and this is where the art of medicine comes in. When the patients come to you, they come with, because they're grappling with some sickness which has affected them, which can be a very difficult position when you think of it. You don't know what to do, and is this going to be life-threatening, and how you're going to manage this? Or it might be that one of their family members or child is sick. And your role is to help them. And most of the time, the help primarily is in being able to communicate some information about the disease. Like Sir said, more than a healer, you're often a counselor, because you tell them this is what the disease is, this is what will happen, and this is what we can do about it. And that itself provides a big relief for patients. If in addition you're able to partially at least alleviate their suffering or completely cure them, patients always see you as gods. And like I said, science is medicine is both an art and a science, and that is, I think, the best part about it. That is what sets it apart from a lot of other professions. Because the science is vast, but science can be mastered. And with time, you sort of understand the science part of it, science loses its luster. But because it is an art, that is something that you'll never master, and you keep on learning, it becomes a process of lifelong learning. It was Hippocrates who was supposed to have said, ars longa vita brevis, which means that the art is long, life is short. Life is too short to master the art of medicine. And that is a good thing, because that means that even after 30 years or 40 years in medicine, you always find it interesting, you always find you're learning more. So you've got a lot of pieces of advice from from all the other senior members here, and I don't want to hold you too long. One piece of advice that has stayed with me and which I would like to tell you about. It starts with the saying, "Dane dane par likha hai khane wale ka naam," which translates literally as, on every grain of rice is written the name of the person who's going to eat it. What this means is that the material comforts or the material things that are going to come to you will anyway come to you. They have already been destined for you. So don't spend your time and effort in search of material things. They will come to you. Spend your time and effort in other things. Because there'll be a lot of points in life when you'll come to a crossroads, when you have to make a choice, it might be about choosing one course versus another course, choosing whether to study this subject or another. It might be about a place to work. It might be about deciding to go abroad or stay in the country. Whenever it comes to anything, don't let money be the principal driver for choosing what you do. Finally, before closing, I want to tell a few lines which Robert Hutchison said and which is sometimes called as the physician's prayer. And I think it's very practical and relevant because it talks about some of these things I said about medicine being an art, about treating patients as human beings and not as cases, and also on placing emphasis on common sense and prudence and not jumping to what is new and what is the latest technology immediately. So the prayer goes like this: from inability to let well alone, from too much zeal for the new and contempt for the old, from putting knowledge before wisdom, science before art, and treating patients as cases, and from making the cure of the disease more grievous than the endurance of the same, good Lord, deliver us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words and enlightening our students on what does it mean to be a doctor. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Ilankadir, Professor and Head of Department of Anatomy, to deliver the oath of thanks.
A very good afternoon. I would like to thank the Almighty as well as the nature to be beside us in conducting this program as scheduled. I would like to thank our Founder Chancellor, Dr. Shanmugasundaram sir, as well as Madam Chancellor, Annapoorani Shanmugasundaram Madam, who has provided us this roof, this VMRF, where we stand below. I would like to extend my thanks to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. A.S. Ganesan sir, as well as Madam Chancellor, who have been always supporting us and conveying their wishes in conducting such event. I also would like to thank the other administrative officials of our Vinayaga Mission Research Foundation, and I also would like to thank the various members of Board of Members who has been always a driving force in conducting such events in our institutions. I would like to extend my thank to our beloved chief guest today, Dr. Raja sir from JIPMER, who has enlightened us what you are supposed to do in your profession. We thank you, sir. I would like to extend my thank to our beloved Dean sir, Dr. Rakesh Sehgal sir, who has highlighted us the responsibility you have to show in this noble profession. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend my thank to our medical superintendent, Dr. Kurvilla sir, who has informed how we have translated from the black. Thank you, sir. I would like to extend my thank to our beloved Dean Health Professional Education, Dr. V.N. Mahalakshmi ma'am, to deliver the code of conduct, the modified Charaka oath to the students. Thank you, ma'am. And I would like to extend my thank to all the administrative officials gathered here and the other officials in absentia for their constant support. I would like to extend my sincere thank to all the HODs and the faculties who have gathered here to support this event. And I would like to thank the proud parents who have come all the way here to watch their wards being clocked by this white coat, and also the parents who are watching the event in live. I would like to thank the budding doctors for your kind cooperation and the readiness in accepting your responsibility, right? You have shouldered it. I believe you will fulfill it. Thank you. I also would like to thank the foundation course coordinator, Dr. Gopinath, who has very well structured this foundation course as per the NMC norms and has completed it successfully. Thank you, sir. I also would like to thank all the supporting staffs in managing all the events in conducting this grand event today. We thank you. At last, I would like to thank each and every person who have gathered here, also in live. If I have left anyone, my sincere apology. It's not out of intention. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Now I request all of you to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Please be seated. Now I request the dignitaries and the new batch students of 2023-24 to stay back for the group photo. After the group photo, students can take selfie with the stage backdrop and create the beautiful memories.